Hi, welcome to another episode of Beyond Chronic Disease. I'm your host, Wendy. How are you today? Hope you've had a great weekend, and I hope you've been listening to all the podcasts so far this year. If they've been making sense to you or just confused the hell out of you, hopefully, hopefully they've had some impact on you anyway. Okay, so last week I spoke about my take on stress, and stress is like, it's just a huge player in this life. And I spoke about the impact on your body or knowing your body, part of the stress. And also I've done a podcast on Know Your Body. So for me, it's all about knowing your body for everything. It's how everything impacts on your body. Unfortunately, your thoughts impact on your body. Having trauma impacts on your body. You know, even having a traumatic birth can impact on your body later in life. How people speak to you, what people say, everything just impacts on your body. And eventually it can, if you hold everything into your body, it can add stresses on your body and on your cells, and then that's where disease can manufacture, I guess. You want to look at it like that. So my journey, if you don't know, I was diagnosed with Crohn's disease years ago. I had anxiety, depression, panic attacks. I even had anemia at one stage. All of this I had. There's other things I haven't even spoken of, which I'll do a podcast about, that all impacted negatively on my body and my mind. And yes, eventually the diagnosis of Crohn's, which was quite debilitating at the time. And it was something that I had been privy to before. And I, like, not in my body, but just in society in general, and people close to me. And I didn't really want to end up like that, or that happened to me. So when I first got diagnosed, it was a total, my gosh, 4 little kids, could barely walk. What was life going to be like? And it was it took many years for me to get well. It wasn't just an overnight thing. So everything that I talk about here, like, this is 20 years ago, but still, even probably 10 years ago, I was still battling some of these, probably not 10 years, probably a little bit longer than that, but I was still battling a couple of things here. So in my book, Whole Foods of Facts, I go through my diagnosis to up until I was 50, which was coming up now nearly 6 years ago. I'm going to be 56 this year. Yay, me. And so it's not an overnight fix. It's a continual work on yourself. And I am work in progress, because I'm constantly trying to make something better about me that not that I don't like. Yeah, that I don't like. Something, we get into old habits sometimes. So this year I'm creating better habits that do my body, that impact on my body in a positive way. So we get to this podcast all about positive thinking. Now, I think it's been a long time. It's probably been the last couple of years since I even wrote the book, that I was going to talk about positive thinking, because it's a term that I don't like. It's just an icky term, only because people misunderstand what that means, positive thinking. So I know when I was unwell, the thinking it wasn't negative, it wasn't positive. It was just like, what was going on. It was like, okay, this is going on. Oh my gosh, I don't want to be like that. How am I going to do this? Okay, I'll just do what the doctors say, and then I'll do this, and then I've done that, and then I just it once I accepted it, which was probably about a year, because, you know, it's just, you get diagnosed with something, you know, chronic means forever, basically. And you're thinking, oh my gosh, basically my life's over, sort of thing, you know. So it took a little while to get over that. But then it wasn't about, okay, I'm thinking positive, I'm not going to have this disease, I'm not going to do this, oh, this is going to happen. Well, that's just BS. Like, you know, you're sick, you know, I'm positive I'm sick. You could say that to yourself because you are. But it's not about thinking positive to get out of that. And it's not about thinking negative either. It's all about what's my next step. So there's no thought, positive thinking or in that at all. It's just, what's the next step that I can take in this process? You know, so positive, I don't know, Tony Robbins, you know, a thought leader, I guess. I'm not sure how to describe Tony Robbins. He's written thousands of books. Anyway, he sort of says, well, there's no use talking about saying there's no weeds, there's no weeds, there's no weeds when the garden's full of weeds. Okay, that's positive thinking, saying there's no weeds, there's no weeds, but there is. That's just like your wellness or your disease, or, you know, there's no point in saying, I'm well every day, when you're not. You're feeling like crap. You've got aches and pains. I don't know, aches and pains. You feel like shit. You can't get out of bed, but you're sitting there doing positive thinking. I feel really good. I'm this. Well, no, you don't. So it doesn't help you at all to take on that positive thinking approach, because it's not what it means. I really don't even know what they mean by positive thinking. All I do know is, like, if you are always thinking negatively about everything in general in life, then change the way that you speak about that, will create a different outlook for you. So positive thinking is a misunderstood term. Probably lots of things are misunderstood, but please don't start, if you're unwell, start saying, oh, I'm thinking positive. Well, like I said, it's not going to help because you're not feeling it. So how I sort of got through this, I started to say it a little bit before, was it's just the next step. So it's not thinking positively about anything. It's just a little bit, you sort of you tend to get to a point of a knowing that there's something different out there. There's some way to create betterment in your life situation as it is now. And it may not be that day or that week or that month. You know, it may take 6 months, a year, 2 years, 5 years. And you look at it in this regard, that it may have taken 20, 30, 50 years for you to get sick. It's not going to take overnight for you to get better. And trust me, with the holistic modalities on offer these days, and sorting through all the shit that's out there, and all the stuff that is beneficial to you, that actually works with you, that you just feel it in your body. It's all about your body. You just feel it gels with you, then it will make a positive impact on your body. And then you can go to the next step and the next step. And your mindset, which I've done a podcast about, your mindset starts getting better and starts being more positive. But it's not about just positive thinking. I know a long time ago, a friend was saying they're thinking positive, and it's just, it's just something that it's completely misunderstood. So forget about the positive thinking. Okay, I'm saying that now, but forget about the positive thinking and just look at where you're at. And, you know, many of you may have just been diagnosed. It's shit. I know, I've been through it. Trust me. And please stop looking at your situation as being worse than that person, so you can't do anything about it. That's another thing I'm going to do a podcast on, because that really aches me big time. Okay. You just have to focus on you, where you're at, and what's going on with your body, and stop thinking positive. The only thing that you can think positive about is if you're actually positive that you're sick, and just a knowing that there may be holistic modalities that can create betterment in your life. So that's my take on positive thinking. I hate it. Just get it out of your vocab, get it out of your body. It's not going to be beneficial to you whatsoever when you are unwell. I know that it's not, because it just doesn't work. So just look at the next step that you can take. And it can be tiring. And if you don't feel like doing it one day, just don't, you know, because that impacts negatively on your wellness journey. So forget about the positive thinking. Don't even bring it into like the vocab. I'm repeating myself because I just don't like it that much. And just what's the next step that you can take that can create betterment in your situation. So hopefully that has debunked the whole positive thinking thing, and I've finally done a podcast about it. So yay me, and hopefully that's contributed something to you, and maybe the way that you've been thinking and you've been using that and nothing's changing, which actually makes it worse in your body and your mind. So good luck with your journey, and I'm here to guide you, take you by the hand, whatever it takes, because I have been there in some capacity as well. Bye, have a great week, and I'll see you all next week. See ya.